everyone, and welcome to our webinar 5 Reasons Why Email Should Remain in Your Multi-Channel Strategy. We are glad to see you all here today. My name is Maria, and I'm here with my teammate from Viseven, Laga.
Hello everyone.
So we will start in just several minutes. We saw some tremendous registration rates for this webinar, and I think it's a proof that email is still the key in multi-channel marketing. So the attendees will be able to connect while I will be explaining you the housekeeping points. You will be muted for the session. Please, if you wish to ask a question, use the chat function. It's in the right part of the screen. We will collect all questions and answer them in the end of the webinar if we have enough time. Otherwise, we will send the reply via the email. Facing the holiday season, you might be asking yourself the eternal question, to be or not to be, in terms of our webinar, meaning send or not to send that email.
Let's look back on pharma email data of the last year holiday season. Based on last year's open rate trend, engagement starts to rise again Sunday night into Monday and continues to climb throughout the week, from around 2% on Thanksgiving itself, at 20% a week after Christmas and New Year's present similar patterns. But possible engagement trends skew based on the day of the week this holiday fall. Since the date is Tuesday this year, one might see a considerable lull on Saturday through Tuesday, with a spike in engagement from Wednesday to Friday.
If healthcare professionals are fortunate enough to take vacation time during the week between Christmas and New Year, it provides an opportunity to catch up on emails they may have been neglecting, which is a reasonable explanation for the dramatic boost in engagement. So on Christmas, of course, don't expect too much. Only less than 2% will open your email. But the days before New Year's Eve, you see highest open rates of 19, 27% did not fall on. Open rates on December 31 till January 7 won't rise about 5%. So is it all worth it?
During the holidays, when inboxes are even more cluttered than usual, email design is critical. Subject lines and pre-headers need to be catchy and inviting, and adhere to recommended character counts. Calls to action should be easy to find and click, using a text link or buttons with no images. Be sure to run the test across multiple browsers and email service provider to avoid display issues. The ever-growing use of mobile to check emails, approximately 54% across all age groups and industries. According to an Experian email marketing benchmark study, may mean we'll eventually see steadier patterns of engagement thanks to immediate access. Designing for mobile providers the space for busy physicians to read your email at their leisure, maybe after Thanksgiving dinner or on some plane ride home. Running testing is especially important for mobile, as a poorly formatted email is likely to be deleted in under 3 seconds and could even lead to the unsubscribe.
With all mentioned above, there is a golden rule for approved email design: to design for the smallest, most relevant screen for smartphones. That means your subject line is less than 70 characters. Actually, 35 characters would be perfect. This also means that the content that appears initially on the screen without scrolling must grab the HCP's attention.
Media hype often leads to email is dead headlines, followed by praise for whichever new technology kills email in our time. Numerous authors have addressed this issue of email's longevity and use. Here is a selection. Email is not dead because people want to write to one another using their email accounts in more than 140 character bursts. And one more is email is not going to disappear, possibly ever, until the robots kill us all.
So, what are the reasons why you should remain emails in your multi-channel marketing campaigns? First of all, it's still popular, really. According to Eurostat statistics, the number of email users is still growing. 72% of EU individuals aged from 16 to 78 use internet to send and receive emails in 2017. Compare this to only 48% 10 years ago. And there are over 6.32 billion email accounts. Can you imagine this number? This figure is predicted to reach even 7.71 billion by 2021, which is a growth of more than 22%. Over 3.1 billion emails are sent every hour, even right now, this second.
Next reason, it is a good for commercial communication. According to 2018 EW report, more than 60% of customers, those 25 or older in particular, would prefer to be contacted by brands via email. According to Marketing Chakra, 72% of consumers say that email is their favorite way of communication with companies they do business with. 61% say they like to receive promotional emails weekly, and 28% want them even more frequently. According to Stage J selections, 70% of consumers find email to be their top one preferred channel for receiving commercial messages. 1 in 5, about 90% of consumers say they read every email newsletter they receive, just to see if something is an offer.
And email is going mobile. Number 3, email is always reached first on mobile for an average of 25%. And statistics from Litmus, email client market share trends for 2017, say that 31% of email is now opened on a mobile device.
Next reason, you can send approved email from your reps. With a reduction in face-to-face opportunities, approved email, sometimes referred as a rep-triggered email, like one way to extend the reach and frequency of the interaction between field representative and healthcare professionals. Approved email are emails containing pre-approved content which are available for field representatives. The reps use these email templates while communicating with healthcare professionals. The content can be as simple as templates to use when confirming appointments or following up on message topical discussion that would occur during the face-to-face visits. They can also include supporting files such as invitations to webinar or congresses, different clinical papers, or more detailed promotional materials such as link to website or longer version of videos that are contained in a digital sales aid. To drive open rates, it is highly recommended that the email be able to be personalized and the sender is recognizable. That means that email should be sent from representative who is familiar with HTTP. According to Viva, approved email get about 60% of open rate and 20% of click-through rates.
And the last reason that of our personal list is that email is immediate, dynamic, connected, and measurable. Also, email is more cost-effective to produce than printed materials with much shorter production time. Email marketing can seem like a big project, but it doesn't have to be that way. Take some time to weigh your options. You can do it yourself, work with a freelance team, and consider using a full service marketing automation system. Naturally, these channels does not exist in isolation, but rather it's a strategic digital channel in your marketing mix. Still, you can measure the impact of your campaigns. About ROI on investment, email is arguably the most powerful marketing tool. In fact, according to the Direct Marketing Association, email marketing provides a 4,300% return on investment. And naturally, this channel does not uh, work without clear KPI. Are you aiming to generate greater awareness of a product or event? Then, typically this can be measured by email open rates, while the total number of time an email is open is the classic measure of any email program success. Some emails are reopened multiple times, so it's important to capture the total number of opens and also the number of unique opens. If you're aiming to increase HCP engagement, you can measure click-through rates on any links to the deeper content held on the associated website. If your aim is to encourage a specific response, this can be measured by event registration, time spent on the website, page views, downloads, etc.
So, the answer to the question if there is a need to include email in your multi-channel strategy or not. So, the answer is definitely yes. However, it's essential that our emails should have a consistent look and feel across different brands and regions. The recipient should have no doubt that email comes from your company. So, next we will present several ideas how to accomplish this goal.
Let's break down the email into constituent parts, like modules or building blocks as we call them, and look closer to the specific requirements. Header is one of the main places for branding, but it should not distract the reader from the main email content. Content body includes the main and secondary messages of the email as well as call to action elements. Footer is an obligatory part of any email and can include terms and conditions and unsubscribe details. You have to note that you can have an email template with a pre-header text. This is what the customer will see as a preview in his inbox. If there is no pre-header text, the text on top of header or the initial email sentence will be displayed for the preview.
Make sure your header is making your brand recognizable, but doesn't steal the email's useful space. So try to keep it not higher than 300 pixels. Footer is a bottom part of your email. It is a space for specifying legal info, contacts like work phone number or mobile, company address, or whatever which help HTTP or customer reach you back. But the content body is something to pay extra attention to. In this part, do not forget to tell HTTP the reason why contacting them. Try to be short and stick to the point. Do not waste energy and time of the person who is going to read your email, as most of people scan their emails. If it's difficult to scan, the HTTP or your customer will probably delete it. Try to be friendly but not informal. Also make sure that there are no spelling mistakes and check it properly before sending. And last but not least, include sources and references, not to be questioned multiple times about the origins of some particular information. If we are talking about visual aids, images should only be included if it helps to explain the message or it is beneficial to the recipient. Avoiding using images that make the email look over-designed. In these cases, lifestyle images should usually be avoided or used in small sizes and only when it's necessary. Also, it's important to make sure that you generate a special tracking URL for all hyperlinked elements and call to action buttons.
Following the rules, testing each email, it all may sound like lots of time and efforts from your side. So we came with the idea to facilitate and speed up compliant email creation. Instead of fixed templates, go for flexible pre-designed modules to mix and match.
What we mean is creating a selection of branded, designed, and pre-tested models for all parts of the email, header, body, and footer. And you have no need to make a lot of actions. Only one thing your marketer will do. Just select one or several of the available modules, adjust content, and that's it. Creating email has never been simpler. One thing that you should not worry about the compliance, as content in modules is pre-approved and pre-tested.
Let us show you a live demo of Viseven, a content production accelerator. We believe that rather than limiting marketers with static email templates, it's more efficient to provide a framework of content modules, dynamic components, and flexible templates. So once you need to launch a new email campaign, you are going to eVisit and selecting out of the pre-approved brand email templates layout. For this case, we are going to use the layout for a conference invitation. All models are branded considering the brand book requirements for colors, fonts, and they are also pre-tested, which significantly reduces the time for email creation and testing, especially on mobile and across various types of email clients. Then we are going to blogs. We see that header, footer, and a content part are ready for mix and match. You see that we can delete the certain part of the template. We can also add a new component like the image. For personalization, you just have to highlight a part of the text, so we can add snippets like first name, that will be filled out automatically with the data from your CRM. Once you are synchronized, all the first names will appear in the email. You can go for text editing. Definitely change call to action like registration. You can change the text. For images, you can reuse pre-approved digital assets right from the platform, and it will fill the size of the email. Then save the changes. The content publish process is really transparent, where a user can select just a system they are going to publish into, and with direct integration with Viva Vault, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and IQVIA, you can create content once and publish to many system and marketing activities, like for rep-triggered campaigns or broadcast email campaigns. And now the email is successfully published to Viva Vault and ready to be used by medical representatives as approved email.
So, many thanks for all of you guys for devoting your time for today's webinar. Please feel free to contact me or my colleague Maria via LinkedIn or via emails which you can see on this slide. We would be glad to hear from you soon and get some feedback. Also, we would be glad to arrange a short discussion or conduct a live demo for you. Our webinar has come to an end, and we hope that you enjoyed it. Have a great day.